Welcome to Raising the Bar podcast,
sponsored by the Ashmore Law Firm.
We're your hosts and siblings,
Gary Ashmore
and Lori Ashmore Peters.
Subscribe so you don't miss a single episode.
All right, we are here on Raising the Bar podcast with incredibly special guests, Glenn Morshower.
Oh, you said it right.
Oh, how do
You
Good
must
girl.
butcher it.
and Kerry Graves.
Yes.
All right, how do people usually butcher your name?
Mine, well, they call me Morshower, Morshower, and then every so often someone nails it, which you did.
I did. Oh my
Which is
gosh.
cool.
Okay, so wait, hold on. Our son.
It's fine. Just straighten it up. We're good.
I'll just straighten it out. You know, apparently
That's
blue
it. That's
tape
good.
didn't work very well.
All right. So Lori Ashmore Peters. I'm Gary Ashmore. We're at the Ashmore Law Firm. We sponsor Raising the Bar.
This is looking more and more like Between Two Ferns.
Love it. We love it. Brother, sister. Just so people get us confused as husband and wife, we're not. Brother, sister. Been doing this a long time. We've started our own podcast and just love having you guys as guests on our podcast here at the Celebrity Softball, annual
Classic,
event that they
yeah.
have. Classic that they have for the veterans. So thank y'all for being here. And I guess, how did y'all get connected? Tell us a little bit about
You tell the story, buddy.
My production partner, Matthew J.C.,
of course.
is
Yep.
involved in it and asked if we would come and participate because we're doing a documentary on Vietnam and a series on Vietnam, and the documentary is based on our other partner's dad's book.
Okay.
Are You With Me? About Vietnam.
Okay.
So since it's for veterans, and we do a lot with veterans.
Right. Fantastic.
And since I am Hollywood's go-to military guy and have been for a very long time, I get asked to be involved. A lot of people think that I am a general because
Right.
I've spent more time in a uniform than a lot of generals. That's a true story.
Oh, wow.
So I have people salute me all the time. I'm glad to be here. I'm honored by the efforts made by our troops. So it's special.
So how long you been in Hollywood doing that?
50 years.
Wow. That's
50 years.
amazing.
Yeah, I got my first paycheck for it at 15, and I'm 65. So
I'll be done.
it's been a long time.
Well, thank you for your service doing that and
yeah.
representing the military,
Well,
right?
the thing is, the military are very outspoken about being represented properly.
Correct.
Because it's a fact that there's nobody playing violins when someone's being shot up. There's no symphonic backdrop to it. John Williams isn't around with an orchestra, and it's unpleasant. And I think we captured that in a film I did back in 2001 called Black Hawk Down, which successfully de-glamorized war. Nobody saw that film and thought, I can't wait to be at war. That's fun.
Right.
That's exciting. So it was a painful and realistic look at what it means to be at war. And I'm grateful to be out here. And I don't know, how old do you have to be to no longer qualify to be on the field?
right.
What is the age? Do you know that, Gary?
I don't know the
what
answer to
age
that.
is.
Because I want to be out there with these guys throwing the ball around.
Right.
I'm still youthful, man.
That's right.
Okay, you know what? Next year.
Yeah.
I'm serious. I wasn't joking. I love throwing the ball
Okay.
around. I exercise. I run like a gazelle.
Okay.
And it would be fun to be
Golly,
out
you're
there.
doing better than I'm doing. Crap.
Okay, wait. What sport did you play growing up?
I played baseball and I played basketball.
Okay.
Okay.
Both.
Uh-huh.
And I've just stayed active.
Right.
You know, I don't complain a lot. I exercise a lot and I drink a lot of water. And it's a gorgeous day here. It made it to 92 today
Yes.
in October.
Yeah.
I know. It's crazy.
I grew up here. So we only lived in L.A. We lived there a long time, but I moved to California when I was 18, and we moved back to Texas 12 years ago.
Okay.
Only because we had dying loved ones, and we wanted to be by their side and catch what was left of their lives. But we thought we would only be here for a year or maybe two tops, and that was 12 years ago. So clearly we're happy
Okay.
being home. And Hollywood's changed a lot. You don't have to live there anymore to work there. So
Right.
And
right.
Carrie and I went out to L.A. about the same time with one another, lived in the same complex when we were both kids, and had hair.
Okay.
A lot of hair.
Yeah, we
I know
both
that
had red
feeling.
hair. We
Okay,
were
so
both
you-
redheaded
So you two known each other for a while.
Long time.
since '78. I got accepted
Yeah.
to the American Academy of Dramatic Art,
Okay.
and he did his first lead in a film called Drive-In.
In
Okay.
75.
Wow.
Oh, yes. So I watched it, and then the day I got accepted into the American Academy of Dramatic Arts, the next day the Dallas Morning News said local actor, after starring in his first role in a film, is going to Los Angeles to pursue his career. Glenn Morshower, and they mentioned his dad and his mom, so I got the yellow pages out, and I went, I'm going, you're going. Well, let's go together.
I'll be
And we
darned.
did.
Oh, wow.
That is great. So you grew up in Dallas?
And born and raised.
Where'd you go to high school?
Hillcrest.
Hillcrest.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
All right. That's where we would have gone had we not gone private school. But yeah.
Which was
I'll
what?
be darned. Jesuit.
Jesuit.
I went to
Jesuit.
Jesuit, yep. And she went to Ursuline.
I still remember the Jesuit high school cheer.
Yep.
You probably want to hear it right
Yes.
now.
yes,
I do.
yes.
Soda and water makes us fizz. We're from Jesuit, where you is. Smike us, pike us, everybody likes us. We're the gang from Jesuit High. I just made that up.
Great. That is hilarious. Yeah, did you know that?
I did not
I didn't know that
That
either.
I made that
He
up.
made it up.
Hey, he's a rapper too. We didn't know it. That's great.
That was very good. Oh man, you shouldn't have told him you made it up.
So you're in the Hillcrest district,
Yes. Yeah, born and raised. Our parents.
near Royal Lane and Hillcrest area.
No,
or where?
More,
What
more
part?
on the 75. Where are we? Lovers, Mockingbird.
Mockingbird.
It was still
Oh,
the.
and that would still be Hillcrest.
it was still Hillcrest. Yeah.
That's not
At least back
University
then.
Park or Highland Park
Oh,
High
no.
School.
no.
You
no,
weren't a Scot.
No,
No.
we were on the wrong side of the tracks.
Where are the tracks? 75.
I think
Yeah.
the tracks are 75.
Oh,
yeah.
so you were east of 75.
That is
Yes.
correct.
Got it.
Yes,
Okay.
yes. And of course, Dad went to Woodrow because he grew up in Lakewood.
Did you go to Dan D. Rogers Elementary?
No,
Where'd you go?
We
St.
were-
Thomas. It was Catholic school
Catholic
all the
school
way
all the
through.
way.
Okay.
St. Thomas Aquinas. But yeah, Dandy Rogers is right down the street from where we lived.
Okay.
That's
My
where it
father
had been.
went to Woodrow Wilson.
Did he as well?
Okay.
And Burton Gilliam went to Wilson. Woodrow
Okay.
Wilson.
Well, they all may have known each other. I don't know. Dad was a Woodrow Wilson. What
Well,
they
the
call it?
Lakewood Rats.
The
He
Lakewood
was on the
Rats.
For
tail
those
end
of
the
you
Lakewood
watching
Rats.
from Spokane, Washington, and this means nothing to you, we're terribly sorry. But Texans have been known to be self-indulgent, so we do that from time to time.
We definitely are.
Okay,
Okay.
so you've been acting for what? You said 50 years.
50 years.
Knowing-
Started at 11, but that was doing theater and not making any money at it. But when you're 11, you don't need to make money because you don't have any bills to pay. But then I started doing television commercials at 15 and not only fell in love with the idea of being paid, but especially of being repaid, courtesy of residuals.
Nice.
And I immediately moved into this rank, this hierarchy. It was God and then residuals was right there. And I thought the idea of being paid again 3 months, 6 months after I've done the job, nobody ever repaid me for my paper route.
right.
I don't remember throwing papers when I was 14 and at 17 someone saying, "Can we give you some money for what you did 3 years ago?" and I really liked that. So I moved to LA when I was 18. And it's
Okay.
been a wonderful life. I have a really lovely life as a character actor, and sometimes people will say, "Do you mind being typecast?" And my answer was always, "No, I mind being not cast." So
Right.
I don't care about typecasting. I have played more cops and military people, detectives, chief of police, heads of the FBI, and it's all wonderful. And it's allowed me and my family to be healthy and to travel all over the world not only doing what I love, but doing only what I love.
Okay. Yes.
And
That's
I would wish
amazing.
that on every human being alive. I know it's not the way it is,
Right.
but I would wish my life on the world. To wake up and look forward to what you do is an exciting way to spend time on the planet.
It is.
And-
I mean, Dad.
I was just gonna say-
Dad instilled that in us. He's like, life is too short. If you can't wake up every day enjoying what you're about to go do, change it.
Go do something
Go do
else.
something
You're
else.
100% right. Can I add a flip side to that equation? It's not only too short. Think about this one. It's also too long.
Yeah.
Meaning it's too long to not do what you
you
do.
love.
There you go.
So it's
That's
both
right.
too short and too long at the same time. Because if you're not doing what you love, a lifetime can be very long and miserable.
That's right.
So,
And we see a lot of that in our profession, and it's sad. And we try to instill in people, listen, go do what you enjoy doing. It's never too late, and just do it. And yeah, it's so those are very wise words.
So who got into it first?
So I did, but
You
my
did.
father was a former probate judge here in Dallas.
Okay.
And when he retired from the bench, I was getting out of college. I moved back home, as all of us did back in the day. And he says, here, help me set up my law firm. And the rest is history.
And when did you come aboard?
Years later.
Years later.
I worked for a couple of years after college and did not like it. And that was the only time Dad ever interjected anything about law. He says, go to law school for 1 year. If you don't like it, no harm, no foul. Go figure out what you want to do after that. If
I
you
like
like
your
it, you
dad.
like it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And we did. I mean, I did it for 1 year and fell in love with it.
That's
And the rest is
beautiful.
history.
Of course, it doesn't hurt that she was 1 year behind me at the same law school. So same professors, same notes, same exams.
I mean, the exact same
I said, here,
notes.
just study this. And it was the exact same test. So she really rode my coattails. just want to add that in.
Oh, law school was a breeze for me.
Right.
I mean, I had all
It
of
kicked
the
my
notes.
ass, but it was a breeze for her.
I loved it. Okay, so you've seen Hollywood change a lot over
Dramatically,
the last 50
and
years.
believe it or not, more so than ever over the last 8 years. The biggest changes have been the recent changes.
Okay.
And I want to mention that Kerry is part of a group that we have that I used to teach in 3 cities, those being Dallas, LA, and Salt Lake City. And I used to go to all 3 cities every week because that's my real love of my life. Acting is not. Coaching is the thing I love to do most. Because,
Right.
look, I've already had my turn in the barrel. I'm still lucky enough at age 65 to be continuing to have a turn. I'm busier than I've ever been. But if it were to all end today, there's a saying that it's in Hebrew, there is a word called dayenu, and it stands for enoughness, meaning that
Okay.
it would have been enough. It would have been sufficient. If no more projects came down the pike, I've had well over my share. So
Okay.
that doesn't mean I'm calling it quits. It just means I recognize that I've been living in the lane of abundance. So it's time for me to pass the torch along, and I've been coaching for that reason for a long time. But Kerry, since we knew each other well from many years ago, enrolled in our workshop, and we do a thing called the Extra Mile Working Actors Workshop. We're not recruiting. That's not why I bring this up. I bring it up because it's a great love of my life. And the whole meaning of the term the extra mile means showing up in, and I do this kind of thing a lot, podcasts, a lot, on stage presentations, a lot about what does it mean to sign up for a life devoted to more. Being more, occupying space both differently and better than others would occupy that same space. Even though you're not competing with others, that's not the idea.
Right.
The idea is I bless you to do whatever you're going to do in this space, but I'll promise you when I'm in that space, I will fully inhabit that space. And I believe, without getting overly philosophical, that there will come a time. This is a question. May I throw this out there? There's a question that I ask audiences often, and that is, if you're willing to really face the truth, what if you were to ask yourself this question? Could somebody else, and this is a painful question, but it's a really good one, it's a healthy one.
Okay.
Could somebody else be suited up in your body if they were to accept an incarnation in this physical body,
Right.
in your physical body, if they were to replace you and you tapped out and they stepped in, would someone else be doing a better job of living your life than you did living your life?
I like
and
that.
I would never want the answer to that to be said to be yes. I would never want that. That would be
Right.
an awful feeling if I thought someone could live what it means to be in my body better than I did while I was here. And that's a profound calling upon my life. And it's been that way
Absolutely.
for a very, very long time. So we teach this way of being so that when students leave, it doesn't matter whether they want to be actors, dentists, plumbers, welders, sports figures, whatever they want to do, they're going to do it from a place of fully inhabiting that assignment.
Right.
Does that make sense?
Absolutely. No, I love that.
I think it's when you move out of seeing life merely as a gift and you add to it that it's also an assignment. I hear people talking about what a gift life is all the time, and I agree wholeheartedly.
Right.
But it doesn't stop at being a gift at all. For me, it's a gift, yes. Check mark in that box. But if it's an assignment, then you are far more purposeful in the way you live it because you've got work to turn in every day.
That's right.
No, that is, and just some of the incredible individuals we were able to interview downstairs, the veterans. That's exactly how they
Were
live
they
their
speaking
life.
a similar language?
Yes.
That's beautiful.
That
It is
life is
beautiful.
a gift, but their assignment is they got injured, but they continue with their assignment.
And many of them got injured while living out their assignment.
Yes.
Exactly right. That's
Yeah,
right.
that's
right.
beautiful.
It is.
I mean, it's definitely. I mean, it's eye-opening, and it's a beautiful way to live. And I know. I mean, it touches me.
Absolutely.
It's
Yeah, it's
incredible.
humbling.
It's an
definitely
inspiration, I think, to step up your game whenever you see someone like that is deeply devoted to just the word yes, and they're leaning forward with their lives no matter what opposition they've faced. Whew, that's inspiring.
That's right. That's right.
Well,
Beautiful.
And speaking of that, I mean, the project you guys have going on right now with that docuseries, right? I mean, it's Vietnam.
Yes, and
mean-
it's time. Those guys that were there in that period, or in '80, and they, what we have found out after L.A. wrote his book, that's out on Barnes and Noble. Are you with me? Is they're ready to. We've interviewed a lot of Vietnam veterans, and they're ready to tell their story. So we found 4 guys that 4 Marines that LA served with in Vietnam. Once the book came out, they tracked him down. So we're going to do a reunion, and they haven't seen each other in 55 years.
Oh, wow.
So we're going to do a reunion in D.C. in February, and they're going to tell their stories, and then we're going to take some of them back to Vietnam in March.
And then Kerry is responsible for turning the book into a screenplay, really a series of episodes, several episodes, 2 seasons worth, and his writing is phenomenal.
Thank
and
you.
I told him so. It's beautiful.
I mean, it is. It's a story that needs to be told.
It is.
Right.
I'm 3 years older than Glenn. I'm 68, and the Vietnam War ended 6 months before I turned 18. So I
Right.
just
Oh, you
just
just missed
skipped
it.
out on
Wow.
that. But all my cousins went there, and they were helicopter pilots and stuff like that. And I saw how it affected them. So I've always had a place in my heart for the Vietnam veterans because they weren't really treated well when they came
Upon
back.
their return.
No, not
So-
at all.
Right.
But now I think what they had to endure is more clear, and they need to be able to tell their story and get it off their chest. So we're going to.
And the sad part is that the people who were judging them were not in their shoes, so they don't know what they were up against. But they had plenty to say from the comfort and safety of their own
Right.
homes, that
They-
safety being provided
Yes.
by the
By-
people they were judging.
Yeah.
They have no idea. People nowadays, the kids, they don't get it. Even the young adults, they don't get it. You're right. It's
I mean,
a shame.
they don't understand the sacrifices that these veterans made.
Yeah.
Unless and coming to an event like this is very eye-opening and certainly a humbling experience. It is.
Absolutely.
I mean, we grew up with it because Dad was in the Air Force for about 4 years, but just the teachings that he's taught us growing up. I mean, we're here because of them, and that's what it's all about. And so many, even of our colleagues, they don't get it. So it's amazing. So yes, thank you for that. And how can we find it or keep up with what's happening as y'all progress?
We're focused on the documentary, and we're talking to some networks right now. About,
Okay.
We're just trying to decide who's going to do the series.
Okay.
Which network? The documentary we're going to do, and we've already got a network that wants to. I can't talk about it yet.
Right. No, of course. Of course.
Paperwork.
All right.
But we're going to do that
Okay.
first, and then do the series next year.
Okay. Well, we'll keep up with it and keep up with you, and let us know as we get closer to that time period, and we'll make sure that certainly we see it and that we get the word out. Absolutely.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you so much.
And,
Okay.
and they thank you,
Of course.
the Vietnam veterans.
Of course.
It's their turn.
All right, so our podcast is Raising the Bar. And what
Well, no
we-
wonder you speak the language I was talking about.
No,
what we
hey,
like
listen,
to
we
ask-
just
Good.
we just started this a month ago, right, or 2 months ago. So this is all new to us. In fact, Matthew J.C. was on our podcast last week. I guess it was.
Yeah.
So it's been a lot of fun. He's given us some great tips and pointers, and obviously being able to talk to guys like yourselves and just the different backgrounds and how people are really raising the bar, truly. So
Where do you
yeah,
typically do it?
at our offices.
At the office.
We have a
That's
studio
where your studio is.
upstairs in
Yeah,
our
all
office.
of
Where
this
where is that in Dallas?
Maple and Oak Lawn.
Oh yeah,
Right
yeah.
across from
the
Scottish
Arts
Rite
District
Hospital.
area.
Yes.
Yes.
Actually, love to have you in to our studio, and we can do this again as things get closer, or we can talk about different topics.
That's
Would love to
beautiful.
do that. I didn't know
Okay.
you were local, but well, you're living here now.
Right in Dallas.
You're right in
Yeah,
Dallas.
right near North Park Shopping Center.
Oh, we're right
Oh,
there.
very
That
I'm
area.
I'm at 75 in Mockingbird.
And we're at 75 in Park Lane.
Okay.
Okay.
Yep. Got it. Okay, you were asking. I'm
Well,
sorry.
no. So, I mean, I know that I mean, everything you have told us about is how you raise the bar, but is there anything else that you want to add on how you raise the bar personally and professionally?
No,
I mean, you're living it.
I think it just comes down to personal accountability. When people answer to something, well, what are you answering to?
Right.
And I guess that varies from person to person, but at least have gratitude in your heart and something you answer to. Something, someone. I even tell atheists, which I'm certainly the opposite of that, but still be grateful.
Right.
You have a right to your atheism, of course you do, but for your own health, for your own safety and comfort and wellness, stay in that spirit of gratitude, whether it's you're grateful to your spouse, you're grateful to the sun for shining, you're just grateful. And the average person, I'm very exposed. I'm involved in interacting with large numbers of people, only because of the business that I'm in. So as I travel, I find there's a commonality that everyone you meet, if you will allow them to quit complaining, if you can help them stop complaining, they have so much more that is favorable about their lives than is not favorable. But the focus tends to go on what they're upset about. And the problem is when you focus on that, it expands and winds up eclipsing all of the good that's in your life. I think it's really cool when you open your eyes in the morning if your first thought is, my legs work.
Yes.
That's
My
that's what Kerry just
answers
told me. No,
that.
that's what
Right.
he just told me.
No, I
He goes
told
like,
her, I said, I woke up this morning and my first thought was, well, that started out better than it could have right there.
Right, just the fact
woke
that
up.
you woke up.
All right.
But
really
I want to say one more
Winner.
thing about this. I know we hear thoughts like this, but what happens is we brush up against awareness, and then as quickly as it appeared, it seems to go away.
Yeah.
When there's something that rattles our cage, human beings seem to specialize at going, wow. And they're wide awake for about 3 minutes. And then it begins to return to business as usual.
Right.
And we forget. And I think the secret is to never forget the things that you've awakened to. Just don't ever forget, so that there's a mindfulness that's always in operation, and it goes with you everywhere you go.
Are we getting
Yeah.
looks? Is this the wave off? Are we
The
saying
wave off?
goodbye?
No, they can
no.
bring stuff in.
Yeah, they can bring stuff in.
We're-
All right, so
Yeah.
Kerry,
Yes.
how raising the bar, professionally, personally, what are your thoughts about that? And
Well, one, I'm especially I'm with Glenn on it. You better be doing what you want to do. Then every day is good. We went to LA together in the 70s, and I came back here and pursued the acting career, and then I got married and had kids, and my wife was a model and blah blah blah. So her career took off. So I just went into my dad's business for 35 years, and I saw, I'm watching Glenn on television all the time, and then I lost my wife. You and I talked about this last night, 6 years ago, and my daughters came up to me and went, "So what are you going to do now?" I'm going to live life. And they went, "You know that actor that was in every movie you took us to growing up, Glenn Morshower? What about him?" Well, he's got this workshop in Dallas. Glenn's back in Dallas. So I contacted Glenn. He's like, "Get over here now."
And this was teaching live, this was
Yeah, this was-
pre-COVID. We now teach online, but this is
Okay.
when we were
Right.
live.
Ah, okay.
But
okay.
then, because of my business acumen or whatever, I got as well into producing as I did acting,
Okay.
and did several films. So I play both sides of it.
okay.
That's great.
All right.
All
Well,
right.
yeah, no, definitely. I mean, as we get closer to being able to talk about the project,
Mm-hmm.
we definitely want to have you back on to tell us more about it.
But I truly believe Glenn and I met and did what we did in the 70s for a reason, and then we reconnected now we're living that reason.
Right.
That's
Right.
so true.
Fantastic.
I mean, God brings people into our lives for a reason. He gives us so many blessings.
What is the
and
saying? A reason, a season, or a lifetime?
That's right.
It's, I mean, even just, talking to these veterans, and I know you and I talked about, because you lost your wife. I lost my husband unexpectedly a year ago. But 2 kids, 15 and 17 now. And it was, I mean, it's just, we had a beautiful life together. And, he had a massive heart attack, but the good Lord brought him back to us for, at least a week where we could still talk to him, see him, be with him. And just the silver linings that occur every day just out of that, horrific time in life. Reconnecting with people that we, had grown apart from. And just no matter what's going on in your life, God always gives you those silver linings.
Right.
Absolutely.
You got to be open to them.
And like I told you, when we were talking to Major Ed,
Yeah.
we've both been to the other side once, so you will see your husband again. He's decorating. He's up there decorating.
Well, they're laughing at all of us.
I do hope you know that I was kidding when I said God and then residuals.
Right.
I know.
Please,
I know.
please don't
You know
take
what?
me
No,
seriously.
here's what
There
I'm
are
gonna say.
several things between God and residuals.
Great.
Here's
I
what
said
is
that hoping that people watching would also have a sense of
Catch it.
humor.
Of course.
Here's what is so funny. So we also lost our father in April, and I mean, he would have adored you.
Right, absolutely.
His sense of
He'd have
humor,
been-
even
Oh,
my
good.
husband's sense of humor.
They did.
They were. Oh yeah. Oh no. You
I
gotta
lost-
have fun in
Happy
life.
to the bitter end. Just
I
a
lost my
smile on his
mother.
face.
A year ago, January.
Okay.
She was 90.
Yep.
And her last few days, she knew she was going to go hang out with my wife. Right? But the last few days, my brother and I were staying with her pretty much 24 hours a day.
Oh, I know this story.
And she was laying there when she still had some cognizance,
Right.
and she goes, "Was I a good mother to you boys? Really, was I a good mother?" And like, "You were the best mom ever." And then my brother looked at her and went, "Were we good, son?" She went, "No." I'm going to go see Melinda. I'll see you later.
Oh.
See you
my
later.
No, just no.
goodness, Just
No.
no.
Just a simple,
That
good
is
old-fashioned no.
Great.
I mean, but to take your last breath with
And
a sense
that
of
was
humor.
it. Oh yeah,
Right.
no. So our dad used to tell us, you know what? That
We're out.
are we out? So our dad used to tell, and
We
that's
can
fine.
still talk. A camera
We can
doesn't
still
have to
talk.
be rolling.
That's
So
exactly right.
Our dad would tell us, when it's my time, I want you to bury. I want an open which it wasn't an open casket, but
No.
he's like, I want an open casket, and I want to be face down so everyone can kiss my ass
Yeah,
as they
yeah,
say
I've heard that.
goodbye.
He really told you that. That's
told us that.
beautiful.
Well, Glenn was at my mom's funeral. We had a 6-foot life size of her and Rod Stewart.
Oh, that is hilarious.
He was a Rod Stewart fanatic, so yeah, Rod.
That's
Rod was
priceless.
Great.
standing by her casket with her.
Oh my God! Life is too. You gotta have fun.
Yeah, it is.
You have to
You know,
have a
you're
sense
not
of
rolling
humor.
camera, and this is fine. I would have done it if camera had been on, but I'll do it for you anyway. But I'll remove my gum for this. One of my,
Wait, okay, hold on. This will be good.
All right, we're
Are
back
you-
on. All
are-
right.
So
Okay.
you mentioned you got to have fun. I couldn't agree more. Playfulness, high on my list. Right up there between God and residuals. Right?
I love that.
But I'm going to make a face for you that you're going to enjoy. You'll find it disturbing. And I don't need any hands to make this face. But it is horrifying and satisfying, and it scares the snot out of people all the time. So here's the face. Whenever I want to be served a beverage of some sort at a restaurant and don't want to wait, I just say,
Hey, listen, is there a chance that I could get a cocktail over here? What do I need to do? Who do I need to talk to get that to happen?
and I used to do this. See, I told you would laugh.
Oh, my
I used to do
God.
that for my kids, and all of the kids from the whole neighborhood
bet.
in LA would come over because I'd go,
Hey, kids, listen. When y'all are over here, you can stay up as long as you want to. Doesn't matter to us.
And they were you made them as
I was
happy.
doing that when I was 17, and at 65, I still love doing it.
That is great.
Oh
That is
God.
great.
All
I
right.
love it.
I went into the California DMV, and they wanted to, you take your picture for your license.
Oh, no.
Do it like that.
Is that your...
No, here's the deal. I went like this.
And they said, "Sir, you can't do that." And so I made a decision that the way to do it is to walk in with it.
Ah, there we go.
Because then
don't
they
know.
won't say anything.
won't know.
They
The
don't know any
problem
different.
was they saw me go like that.
that.
But if I had just walked into the DMV,
Like this and just said, where do I need to renew my license?
They
And
wouldn't
it-
have given you one.
they wouldn't have said no. I think they would have, because I can still see that way. The only problem is there's 2 of every letter I'm looking at.
Right. That's great.
Oh my
That is
God!
great.
All right. On that note,
Yeah.
thank
This has
you.
been fun.
Thank you so
This is
much.
great.
And we do want to have you guys back at
We
our
will.
studio.
Thank you.
Okay.
We will.
All
All
right.
right. Thank y'all. Enjoy the
Thanks,
rest of the
guys.
softball classic.
Thanks to our sponsor, the Ashmore Law Firm.
We specialize in probate, estate planning, family law, guardianship, personal injury, and civil litigation.
You can find us at ashmorelaw.com.
Or by calling us at 214-559-7202.
Again, that's ashmorelaw.com.
Or calling 214-559-7202.